Hi students, I have once again come back with yet another video, and the topic is money and banking, but this time it is module number 4. Module number 1 and 2, in two separate videos we dealt with money. Now 3 and 4 will be about banking. So in previous video we discussed about commercial banks. What is commercial bank? What are its functions? How does a commercial bank operate? And what are the features of a commercial bank? What is banking? All these topics we covered. Now, in module number 4, we will deal with the central bank of our country. Okay? The central bank of our country is also known as Reserve Bank of India. Every country for that matter in the world has its own central bank with different names. In India, central bank means RBI, Reserve Bank of India. So what is central bank? Central bank is an apex institution. It is an apex institution of a country that controls and regulates the monetary and financial system of the country. Okay, I repeat, a central bank is an apex institution of a country that controls and regulates the monetary and financial system of the country. Controls and regulates the monetary, all related problems, solutions, all related money, and financial system of the country, whatever financial system is there in our country, they are all being controlled and regulated by central bank, which is also known as Reserve Bank of India. Basically, we all call, or we all know, we all know by its basic name, that is Reserve Bank of India, instead central bank. Okay, so central bank means Reserve Bank of India. Now, central bank has also got some functions to do. Number 1, currency authority. Central bank is the only institution which issues currency. That means it is also known as bank of issue. Bank of issue. That means central bank has the sole power or exclusive power to issue the currency notes, except rupee 1 and all coins which are issued by the government of India. Okay, that is why it is known as bank of issue. That means whatever currency notes excepting rupee 1 and coins there are in the circulation, they all are issued by the central bank. That is why it is also known as bank of issue. Now, banker to government. For us, public like us, our bank is commercial bank. We go to commercial bank for depositing our money, for taking loans, and for various other banking purposes. Similarly, government goes to RBI. All government banking functions are carried out by the Reserve Bank of India. That is why it is known as banker to the government. Bankers bank. That means whatever commercial banks are there in our country, for all those banks, which is the bank? RBI is the bank. RBI is the bank of all commercial banks, and it observes or it functions all activities of those banks which are under central bank. That is why it is known as bankers bank. Controller of credit and money supply. This is also one of the most important functions of central bank. Controller of credit and money supply. Controller of credit, that means whatever credit is in the market, or whatever credit is in circulation, that is all being controlled by RBI. And money supply, we discussed in the chapter money and supply, whatever money supply and related to money supply, what all problems are there, they are all controlled by RBI. So basically RBI has four functions: bank of issue, which is also known as currency authority, banker to the government, and bankers bank, and controller of credit and money supply. These four are the basic functions, or you can say most important functions as well, of the central bank. Now, I found many students asking certain questions, or basically one particular question regarding this topic. Sir, what is the difference between central bank and commercial bank? Okay, so we should know what is the difference between commercial bank and central bank. Okay, so central bank and commercial bank, what are the differences? Okay, central bank, let us first discuss. First point, it is an apex institution in the money market. Okay, in the money market of a country, central bank is an apex institution, the ultimate institution, okay, of that particular country in the money market. Whereas commercial banks operate under Central Bank of India. Okay, they all operate under RBI. Okay, the first point, RBI is an apex institution in the money market, and commercial banks, whatever commercial banks are there, we have a number of commercial banks, they all are operated by or under RBI. Second point, a country has only one central bank. Any country you go, you will find only one central bank, whereas commercial banks are many, a large number of commercial banks are there in a country. For example, in India, large number of commercial banks are there, but central bank is only one, that is RBI. Third, it does not deal with the public. RBI does not deal with the public. It deals with only the government. It does not deal with the public, whereas commercial bank deals with the public. When we want any work to be done, we want to deposit our money, we want to take loans, we do not go to RBI, we rather go to commercial banks. So commercial banks deal with the public, whereas central bank, that is RBI, does not deal with the public. Central bank controls credit. Whatever credit is there in the market, that are all being controlled by central bank, whereas commercial bank creates credit. They create credit from the money which we deposit. Out of that, they create credit. Okay, they do not control credit, they create credit. So RBI controls credit and commercial banks create credits. Next, RBI is owned and controlled by the government. Reserve Bank of India is owned by government, controlled by government, whereas commercial banks are owned and controlled by both, by government and as well as private sector. That means there are many commercial banks which are owned by government. For example, State Bank of India is owned and controlled and managed by the government of India, whereas ICICI Bank, if you see, ICICI Bank is owned, controlled and managed by a private sector. So commercial banks can be of government and as well as private sector, whereas RBI is solely controlled by the government. It is purely, you can say, a government organization. So these are the basic differences between commercial bank and Reserve Bank. Okay, so the question which often comes in the minds of the students, that what is the difference, because both look same, because commercial bank and Reserve Bank both look same. So that particular question when comes to your mind, so these are the basic points which you should remember, which distinguishes between commercial bank and RBI. Once again I repeat, RBI is an apex institution, whereas commercial banks are operated under central bank. Country has only one central bank. A particular country has only one central bank, whereas a country has large number of commercial banks. It does not deal with the public. RBI does not deal with the public, whereas commercial bank deals with the public. Central bank controls credit, whereas commercial banks create credit. And RBI is managed, controlled, owned, you can say, by the government, whereas commercial banks are owned and controlled by government and as well as private sector. So that ends the topic of money and banking, which I have categorized in 4 modules. Module number 1 and 2 were dealt with solely money, and 3 and 4 were dealt with banking. So altogether there are 4 modules, and you have to go through all those 4 modules to understand the total concept of money and banking. Every concept is clearly given in all these 4 modules. If you go through, if you make it a point-wise analysis in your notebook, then you will have a clear idea about this chapter, and you will be able to answer every kind of questions that will come in your board exams with the help of these 4 modules. And the topic again remains same, that is money and banking. And so what you need to do is, see all the 4 modules you have to go through, and important points you have to jot down in your notebook, and then if any additional information if you require, you can go through any reference book and you can make notes out of it based on these points which I have discussed in all 4 videos, and then you can prepare elaborative notes, and that notes will help you to get good marks in exams, particularly on this topic. I hope I tried my level best to make it very clear, this topic, and I hope children will definitely be benefited from this entire 4 modules, and they will be able to score full marks in this chapter. Okay, have a nice day and enjoy and work hard in this pandemic situation. You have got a lot of time to engage yourself in the studies, and expecting very good things to happen. You just keep on studying. Definitely you will be able to get success, and you will come out with flying colors. With this, I wind up this module number 4, and we will meet you in next video with another topic. Till then, goodbye. Have a nice day. Thank you.